Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again in this likely YouTube shadow band astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Venus sextile or trine the South Node in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, well, if you have Venus sextile or trine the South Node in a natal chart, it may be easy to love and enjoy, which is Venus. What you're comfortable, which is the South Node, and comfortable with, and which again is the South Node. Now the thing is, if you have, say, the South Node in Taurus as an example, what you really love and enjoy may be tied in with art, music, peace, tranquility, peaceful settings. It could be, doing things, that that's connected with Taurus, like a Taurus-related field or profession, such as architecture, agriculture, gardening, farming, cultivation. It could be doing something with banking or finance, geology, carpet laying as some examples. And the thing too is, and it's also, doing those things with little difficulty. And, or I should say, I'm sorry, there could be little difficulty leaving behind, which is the South Node, the relationships, which is Venus, that are to your detriment, which could be connected to the South Node as well. Now, the thing is, if you have the South Node in Virgo, say, I have that placement, and it could be, South Node, Virgo, those, or I should say the relation, let's say Venus is in Virgo. Sorry, let's go to Venus and Virgo as an example. Now, those relationships could be ones, one or more of those people may actually have a Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those characteristics. Now, it could be those that are analytical, intellectual, people that might be pedantic or very punctilious with details, fastidious, punctual, reliable, but maybe very cynical, critical, and judgmental as well. And another thing that about Venus sextile or trine South Node in a natal chart, it may also manifest in being auspicious in terms of valuing, Venus, what you're naturally proficient in, which is the South Node. Now, if let's say if you have the South Node in Libra as an example, you may be very proficient in matters with cooperation, negotiation, compromise, cooperation. It could be doing something Libra related, whether it could be something with the legal field, such as, could be, doing something as an attorney, a bailiff, a judge, a paralegal. It could be doing something with art, which can cover a wide divergence of things, whether that could be drawing, painting, or sculpting as some examples. And also to Venus sextile or trine the South Node in a natal chart, it may also be easy to balance, the activities in terms of your, relationships, which is Venus, and those that are in the people that are prominent in your past, which is the South Node. Now, let's say, if the South Node is in the zodiac sign Cancer as an example, those people that are prominent in your past, one or more of those people may actually be a Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be those that are very dedicated, devoted, tenacious, protective, introverted, clingy, nostalgic, but could also be moody and temperamental as well. Now, another thing too is that the natural built-in abilities, which is the South Node, may be beneficial in terms of your self-worth, which is Venus. Now, if you have the South Node, say, in Aquarius as an example, those natural built-in abilities may be tied in, with things that are connected with altruism, humanitarianism, doing things for the environment, doing things where it's more, group related, not so much, it could be, matters with, I would say, it could be innovative ability in some cases. It may be doing something, Aquarius related, whether it could be astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, meteorology, innovation as some examples. And it could also be too where Venus sextile or trine the South Node in a natal chart may also be expressed in where it could be favorable for artistic endeavors, and art is Venus, and in that first half of life more, which is the South Node, because the South Node energy is generally going to be accentuated and emphasized more in that first half of life. Now, let's say if Venus is in Pisces as an example, those artistic endeavors could be connected with fictional fantasy art. It may be abstract art or art that's connected with boating or fishing or the sea. Venus, in Virgo can be tied in, with art that's very, detail oriented, very, precise. It could be art that's associated, say, with health or fitness, as some examples. And, um, Venus in Aries can be very pioneering art. Venus in Gemini may be animated art or art that's like cartoon, like as some examples. And the thing, too, is that if there's any issues with the neck, the throat, thyroid, kidneys, or lower back, which is Venus, they likely won't have, an adverse effect, on, matters that are generally pertaining to the South Node. And, whether that could be, doing things that you're comfortable with, or, your connections with people from the past and that first half of your life, basically, with doing things you're naturally, proficient in. And, let's say, if, Venus is in Aquarius as an example, if you have any of those issues that I just described that are, anatomically, physically connected with the planet, they may be more intermittent, sporadic, and erratic as some examples. And, let's say, if Venus is in Pisces, those issues may be somewhat nebulous or unclear, in some, cases, as some examples. Now, another thing too is that the people that are prominent in your past, which is the South Node, may be advantageous in your in matters with your talents and abilities, which is Venus. And well, how are you may want, as well, how would they be advantageous? And well, they could either be supportive of it, maybe, or of your talents and abilities, or they may be instrumental in the development of them, as some examples. If Venus is in Leo as an example, those talents and abilities may be connected with entertainment or acting. It could be creative endeavors. It could be doing something connected with performing, or, could be some kind of game, production, whether it's board games or it could be video games, as some examples. And the thing too is the overdeveloped and redundant qualities, which is the South Node, with these aspects likely won't have, the adverse effect, on the marriage partner, significant other, which is Venus. So, you'll still have the overdeveloped and redundant qualities of the South Node, but at least, if you have the sextile or trine aspect, the marriage partner, significant other may be, more accepting, more adaptable to it, and it'd be at least less likely to have a detrimental effect on your marriage. Now, if the South Node is in Aquarius as an example, there could be very radical or idiosyncratic, rebellious, type of, behavior as an example. South Node in Gemini could be, really, mercurial, or it could be, just change, just, being changeable for the sake of being, mercurial, or just trying to, do like way too many things just for the sake of being, versatile. South Node in Virgo could analyze things that, to the point where they don't need to be analyzed, such as seeing the Dwad within the Dwad in an astrological placement, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.